Sweet boy. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, rest your head.
Look at this little guy. He's just sitting there.
Oh, this is John's new
You're
dog.
going to cut right into it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Do the intro,
ahead.
Annie. Yeah,
Oh,
like you do every
sorry.
week.
Hey, we'll get there. Go ahead, Ryan.
Got her. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch, as always, producer Cara Tafolla, the lovely Annie, the Skovmand, and introducing. Go ahead, Annie. Introduce your new friend.
No, John should introduce him.
This is Arthur Haas Albright.
Already.
Been with us for 3 weeks, and he's making his debut on the podcast. So not his last
Yeah.
time, I'm sure, but
Dogcast,
definitely
round
his
2.
first time.
And I'm correct in saying that his original name before you guys adopted him was Arturo.
So I mean,
Arturo.
they rescued him from TJ, and so he does primarily understand like, and then the family that he got set with, it was foster family, was Hispanic, so they called him Arturo, and then he responds to that, but he kind of responds to both.
So he's Mexican.
He doesn't-
is what we're saying. Is we
Yeah,
finally got
he
another
is
Mexican on this
Mexican.
podcast.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No, definitely, yeah.
Somebody that understands me.
No,
Listen.
and it's interesting because he will
He
respond in
loves
Spanish a
his
little more.
Starbucks.
Cut over to that guy.
Look
He
at
is
that
just
guy.
working
He's
on this puppuccino.
That is going to come back to haunt us.
Wow.
I'll tell you that much. 'cause
Absolutely
Derek
will.
is not
That
his
was-
friend.
that was a lot
He
of cream.
really is. And Auntie Annie is just really spoiling him
His
today.
Tia. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Tia.
Mija.
Yeah, he's a good
Mijo.
little boy.
Mijo.
His first time ever in the studio. There's probably a lot of my dad's band's playing in there, so there's a lot of sounds going on.
A
for
lot
him.
of sounds. The
So-
trumpet or trombone was
Yeah.
happening, and he was like,
He'll get used to it though. He when we first got him, any little noise would kind of set him off, and now it's like it's got to be something unique. I was telling Jordan I like watching the show Supernatural. I've said that on the show before.
Yes.
And I wasn't watching it for the first 2 weeks. I felt like the sounds on that show are just like so extreme because
Sure,
it's like
sure.
werewolves and vampires and all this stuff. It's like it's sci-fi or whatever. I guess it's not sci-fi. It's
That's
supernatural.
it's supernatural.
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Sci-fi.
And
Fantasy.
I started watching it with him, and Jordan's like, "Why are you watching this?" Jordan doesn't like the show, and I'm like, "It's sound therapy for the dog because every time once in a while, a sound will come through the TV on that show, and he's like, what's going on
He's
here?"
like, that's new.
Yeah, so we're working through it. But
Wow.
he has anxiety, but he's doing a great job so far. First time in the studio, so
Oh,
He's a
look
two
at
different
that.
color
Cut
eye
back to that
dog.
little guy. Yeah, if you can you see on the camera?
Yeah,
you kind
I
of can. He's got a left bluish gray eye and a right brown eye. And he
I thought
just
that was so
cute.
cool. I don't know. I was telling Jordan, I was like, I know that he was found in TJ, and like, I think he was with a home before because he has these weird home etiquette things. Like he knows
Does he?
he immediately knew what the dog bed was.
He
He
didn't
like
have to
laid
ask
right
where
on
the
it,
bathroom was. He's like, right down this hallway to the left.
and he just like no, but he just like is generally like. There's no way. I don't know. I mean, maybe not.
I mean,
but-
he obviously had a good foster home too before you guys. So
Yeah,
look
oh,
at
that's
this.
true.
He's getting real heavy eyes. He's going to go
He will
right
fa-
to
he will
sleep on that
fall
couch.
asleep on the couch for sure.
He curls up in the smallest little balls on the couch. It's adorable. He also likes pillows.
For
so
the
cute.
listeners, can we describe this dog breed here? Can we?
I can tell you what it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's German Shepherd. He really looks like a Malinois. It's a Belgian Malinois. If you look that up, he looks
Okay.
exactly like that.
Just like it.
But he has German Shepherd in him, Malinois, and then they say Husky because of the white eye.
Sure.
He's
Gene.
probably got some Husky in him. He's very intelligent.
Because that's a predominantly husky thing to have two different color.
I think so.
eyes.
I don't really know.
I've really
no,
only
just
seen
the white
it
eye in
I've
general.
only seen it in Huskies.
The white eye. But I mean, yeah. I don't
You know something? I never concerned myself with like dog breeds growing up. Like I didn't know the names of any dog breeds,
Yeah.
and even up until like recently, I feel like
I had to describe to him what a Schnauzer was.
I don't know that I know what a schnauzer was either.
It's like a little gray guy.
Lady and the Tramp, little Scottish Terrier.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you were like, oh, I've got a Scottish Terrier, I'd have to be like, okay.
What
what's
is
a
that?
Scottish
Like,
Terrier?
but-
Yeah.
Did you know like the big ones, like the corgis and the goldens?
I think I knew golden retriever because like we always wanted it, you know, like we always
so
wanted
sad.
like it was like such
Chihuahua.
That
that's
is
such
100%
like a
the dog your
that's
family
like
would have
such a
gotten.
Disney like homeward bound crap,
Yeah.
you know, like
Golden
oh, little golden
retriever.
retriever, you know,
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
just dragging people with
I-
retrievers for some reason.
I fully thought he was like, oh, he's German Shepherd and maybe Husky because of the eye thing. And then
Sure.
when the vet was like, we took him to the vet, the vet's like, oh, he's Malinois. And I was like, Malinois? And then I
You
looked
looked
it
it
up
up?
and it was
French.
like dead on.
Exactly.
That's him.
He's probably the most Malinois than anything else. But
Tell you what, he's 100% good boy.
he is a good boy.
He is a
Look at him.
good boy.
A lot of big moves happening at the Albright house. I feel like we were just a year ago, really, we were discussing
Exhausted.
Albright move 2022, and now here we are again. You guys moved again.
Yeah, moved again.
Big weekend of moving. Just
It
give me the
was so
long and
much.
short of it.
Long and short of it. I will say moving sucks. And I know, like, I knew that going into it. Like, I remember thinking about moving and I was like, this is going to be a lot of work. But what was helpful is that we really liked, and we do really like the new place.
Nice.
Which you guys, Annie's been there and you guys will go after
I've heard
podcast tonight.
stories.
But yeah, and so that was kind of the motivating factor was like, oh, the new place is so much better. But just like the act of packing everything up and like, I didn't pack boxes when I first moved into my first place, which is where I'm moving out of now, because I lived here and I just kind of
So
did the whole
close.
truckload.
You probably did like me and like put stuff in laundry baskets. I
Right.
borrowed a bunch of laundry baskets from my
right.
parents.
And so I just did that. And then all of our furniture and our stuff from when we got married just went right to the house. So
Sure.
this is our first like legitimate move. And it was just like packing boxes. And also just like we got down to the point where it was like, what is this stuff? Like it was like the things that, you know, just are just like random miscellaneous
Yep.
stuff. Like the
Yep.
decor stuff. I was like, I mean, obviously it goes in a box, but like, how do you pack that, you know? The one thing that really was a big L is we lost two of my minifigures in the Office Lego set. So
oh, shit.
Kelly Kapoor and Oscar Martinez
Gone. Eaten?
are gone.
Eaten,
I don't
you
know.
think?
I don't know. My wife packed it, and I'm just assuming we'll never
I
get
don't
it
know.
back.
You've got 2 under 2 running around here all the time, so.
Well, it was at my house,
Could
and
be.
I
Well,
did find Kelly
Uncle
Kapoor,
John's a fun guy.
and it was on the day of the move, and I don't know that she made it. I'm gonna be honest.
Did you put her in a pocket?
I did, and then I went back and checked all my pockets, and
Gone.
they were gone.
Never to be seen or heard from again.
I guarantee you can buy those somewhere.
You can.
Yeah, sure.
You can.
Sure,
but
absolutely.
It won't be the same, you know.
No, it certainly won't. But
Big
What
big
can you do?
moves in the world.
big moves.
You know who had a big move in their life?
Who's having a big move these days?
This is why
Listen, wife watch. Wife watch.
Wife watch.
Let's do the schwa. Do the schwa.
Wife watch. Wife watch. What was it? Was it something like that?
I
Or was
don't
it
know.
like Wife watch?
That felt more right. Basically,
Like
if
a-
you
like a
haven't been
soap
paying
opera.
if you haven't been paying attention, the sister wives drama,
Yes.
polygamous family, big TLC family, fell apart.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
his wives except for one, he's now monogamous because his wives all left him. But then there's rumors that he's trying to get another wife, all this stuff. Today, the first wife to leave him,
Okay. Which was number 3.
which was not the wife number 3,
Okay. 3 of 4.
posted that she has had a boyfriend for the last couple months.
Wow.
Yep.
While they were together.
No. Because we all found out that they
split apart
up.
a couple months ago.
Well, no. We found out from the show. That was probably 6 months prior to that. So they've probably been separated for like a year. Because the show films and they edit it and then they put it out, you know.
Right.
So they've probably been separated for a year, but she's had this boyfriend that she has publicly
Wow.
said on Valentine's Day that she loves and posted pictures of him with her kids and everything.
Yeah. Valentine's Day is, I feel like, always kind of an announcement day for people.
Yeah.
right?
Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Wow, we're recording this on
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's
We
Day.
are recording. This is coming out the
Valentine's
15th.
Day.
The, what do you call that? The day after. I was
Yeah.
trying to, like, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be Valentine's
The
Eve.
day before is Galentine's.
What's the day after?
The day
Oh.
after is
Singles
Bro
Day.
times.
Singles Day. Bro, yeah, it's got to be bro
no,
times,
it's
right?
wine
Bro time.
Wednesday.
Wine
Bro times.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Who knew?
I like that. Yeah, I saw a TikTok that was like Valentine's Day, like people like crap on Valentine's Day, like, oh, I don't have a partner or whatever. It's about love. Like, no, it's important because we get to check in on everybody. Oh, look at that guy. He's so sweet.
Arthur just went over and sat down by the door.
The attention of the whole room because the dog made a move. This is going to be dangerous for our conversations here because they'll fully just drop off the edge of the
ignore
earth.
him. He'll be fine.
Oh, he's so cute. How could you ignore him?
He's just checking
just
it out.
sniffing.
Just sniffing around. You know how it is. Sorry, what were you saying?
Valentine's Day is like, yeah, you know, if somebody's not posting about their significant other, it's like, whoa, oh, what happened? Maybe they broke up. Like, it's our check-in, you know, like, oh, that person you're interested in, like, are they still with their significant other? Like, oh, they're not. Oh, they are. Dang it. Look at this guy.
Hey, go lay
Look
down.
at him.
Hey,
Great for my mental health, bad for podcasts. I'll tell you that. But
Go lay down.
oh,
Arthur's obsessed with John.
he
His
is.
obsessed.
dad.
He's a good son.
He loves his dad.
Yeah, he just needs to be told to go back.
He
to the
loves
couch
his
sometimes.
blanket.
John, you guys doing anything? Did you do anything for Valentine's Day?
I mean, we had a big weekend, so no. I mean, we like Sunday night was the night. So my family had a bunch of parties on Sunday and Monday because my aunt's birthday and Super
Oh,
Bowl
nice.
and everything, and so we didn't go to the Super Bowl party thing because we were like, we just needed.
You just
day
chill
to,
like that.
Chill.
Yeah.
And so we just unpacked boxes mostly and like ordered food in and just hung out. And Jordan like looked at me and she's like, "Happy Valentine's Day." And I was like, "Yeah, this is just the Valentine's Day
is
this year."
it.
You know, like that's, and I think that's true.
Sure.
You know, it's unrealistic to think that every Valentine's Day is going to be like this glamorous, like big event. And
I mean, the first one could be though.
yeah, sure.
That's true. It's
As a
your
married
first
couple.
Valentine's
Yeah, you're
Day
right.
married.
I mean, just
It
you
just
know,
didn't line
every
up very
Valentine's
well
Day is
for
going to be
us,
some
but-
extravagant thing.
But you know, it was just a hard Valentine's Day to like.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And that takes all your mental capacity.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, fun. Oh,
Oh.
we're losing signal here. Oh, that's fun. Interesting. No, we just did for a
Okay,
moment.
all right, go ahead.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Fun.
What'd
though.
you do?
You like opening boxes? Because I think that was like the most fun thing I've ever done is like move and then open the boxes and be like, oh, like here's my box of this stuff and I can set up my little office desk.
Yeah,
Oh, here's my bedroom. And it's like playing house, but you're in a house.
It was fun. I did find myself just like looking for specific things, you know, like I started to set up my, you know, I work from home and I had to work today. I luckily had yesterday off, but I had work today. So I was like, I got to get something going. You know, I got to get my monitors up or something. And then once I had my desk set up, I was like, where are all my like desk toys? You know, like I have like a little fidget bin and then I also just have like little like Dundies and stuff. Whatever.
Right. Your Dundee.
And that was like, I think that's kind of my approach, which is not probably very efficient.
You were
but-
like task oriented. You're like, okay, I'm going to now build
well,
this
because
thing
my
that is spread out.
Right. My thought was, okay, if I don't like, I mean, this is what I thought about when I was thinking about the unpacking process. I was like, I would love to see you like move. Because
Me,
I
personally?
imagine your personality is to like purge a lot because you do that every 6 months or so.
Absolutely. I'm
More
doing
like,
it currently.
more like every 3 months.
Lately, it's been a lot more.
Really?
Yeah,
We like to
absolutely.
purge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that we did a lot of that too. I mean, a lot of it was just like,
Oh, sure. I
Making
mean,
that
like,
call.
yeah, leave it behind if you don't need it. Like, we're going to a new place, fresh start. Like, come on.
yeah, and I made some like I felt like
Ditch
that was
the
some
baggage.
of it too. You know, I felt
Sure.
yeah I told you this is the year of purge for me, and I don't
love
know
it.
that I did as much as I should for the move, but I did do a lot of it. And but yeah, I mean, it was just I'm that kind of person that's like when I need it, I'll unpack it, and in like 3 weeks, will be unpacked. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the most efficient
Certainly
way.
not.
And
Certainly
so
not.
I've been unpacking
Hey,
intentionally.
let's get you unpacked by St. Patrick's Day, okay? You can't miss another holiday. No
I think
more missing
my
holidays.
goal is to be
True.
unpacked by this weekend. Truly,
Okay.
I've been trying to get through.
That'll do
really,
it. That'll
but-
do it. Valentine's Day, my lovely wife and I, we went out to brunch today. So
I saw that.
Cute.
Cara got
Sure
work
did.
off, and I'm unemployed, so we just got to go to brunch, and it was great.
Oh, nice.
Can I say something
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
the married people on Valentine's Day?
Okay.
I, as a single person,
Okay.
absolutely hate the phrase "my forever Valentine."
Okay.
It's on everyone's story, and I just can't.
You know, a lot of
get over it. I get it. You're married.
Can I offer
you're
something?
married. You have a
that
Valentine.
You work in the wedding industry, and you know a lot of married people.
I do.
And so that's a pretty common thing to say about your spouse.
What I'm saying is we can leave that in 2022. That phrase
And
also.
here's what I'm going to say. Something kind of controversial.
All right.
What?
I think you'll like the phrase.
No,
When-
no.
when-
I try to put in that context every time I think of something cynical. I'm like, am I cynical because I'm cynical, or am
Eddie,
I
I'm
cynical
telling-
That's-
cynical
No,
because I'm single?
I get more cynical with that phrase when it's people who have just started dating.
Sure.
And it's like,
You got to earn it, you mean?
yeah, you gotta earn it.
Oh, dating, not even married.
I just
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
when people
Sure.
who are like just started
Sure.
dating is like my forever Valentine. Like, girl, it's been
Dang.
3
when my
months.
Annie,
whole
things
Instagram
change
story
when
is
you
forever
find-
Valentine, forever Valentine, forever
Okay, Annie.
Valentine.
Okay. Listen, there's, two married couples, and we all post stories. So that's 4. You're going to see right off the bat, you know?
No, I didn't say that.
Plus your parents,
I just
that's
said
2
Happy
more.
Valentine's Day.
I think
Nah.
I wrote it in my card, but I didn't I didn't post anything. Oh, yeah, maybe I got to post something.
You reposted your wife, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
I guess, but it was of me and her. Oh, and her. So I guess I counts.
Don't
me.
think, but I was really looking
I
at
love
me.
myself.
It was of me.
I
It was a
read-
selfie.
Hey,
read
the day
something-
after Valentine's Day can be Love Yourself Day.
Okay.
gosh.
That's beautiful. I read
Okay.
something
Self-love
about social
times.
media and this like social media psychoanalyst person, like just like that, like analyzes social media and all that. He said that typically couples that post a lot about each other, like all the time, are usually the most unhappy couples, and that people that
Dang.
don't post a lot. And it's obviously it's not like foolproof, you know. Like obviously there are some outliers,
Like they're
But
compensating for their unhappiness.
right.
by
And the people
posting
that
about
don't
it.
post are like actually happy, and they don't feel the need to like
That's
validate it
encouraging.
online.
Yeah.
And I felt like, oh man, I don't post very much at all. Like I used to,
Yeah.
you know, before I met Jordan, well, before I
Yeah.
got
Oh,
back with
dang.
Jordan, I guess. And
Oh,
then
'cause-
like.
so you were unhappy, but then so that's good. So that's a good sign.
Right,
you stopped posting
yeah.
because you're so happy.
Well, that's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
time.
That's what I realized. I was like, oh, maybe that's
Good.
why like I don't really like I just don't have any desire to like post on social media.
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe every once in a while, but
Ryan didn't post a lot for a while.
And now
I
he
still
posts a
don't.
ton
Yeah, I still
because
don't.
he is
And now I'm
unhappy.
back because I'm an unhappy person.
No, you've done a
Um,
lot more in the past year because of photography and videography.
Oh, yeah, I'm-
than
I'm-
years before.
Guys, by the way, everybody started better acting real nice to me because I had a TikTok blow up in this past couple of
oh,
weeks.
that's right.
800,000 views. So
Dang.
so check me out.
Almost at a mil.
Yeah. So that's how you know how unhappy I am. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can actually
When you are
quantify
trying.
it. How many
Yes.
people see how unhappy I am?
Yeah.
No, but I have. Yeah, I'm posting a lot more lately. But like, I feel
Barring
like it's like
business stuff,
videos
like, like
and
business
shorts.
stuff is
yeah,
different. You know,
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
you're trying to build a business, it's a whole different thing.
Well,
I'm
on
talking about,
TikTok
like, personal
too.
life.
I feel like
Yeah.
I've posted a lot of TikToks lately.
I will go on my Instagram and I'll look at the last thing I posted and see how long it's been. Like before I posted this last beach picture, I had posted something, I think, on like New Year's Day. And that's too long for my Instagram to not post
Oh,
something.
she's trying to keep up her aesthetic.
Straight up. I mean, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I
you got
don't
a brand
know.
to do.
You got to do it.
Brand.
Brands.
And I did.
Brand.
I recently archived a lot of Instagram photos because I didn't like the way my Instagram looked.
When did
that-
you start
is that petty?
Instagram? How do you think of Instagram? Do you think of it as just like a
When I first got it, it was, I don't know, 2011,
11,
2012.
12. Maybe 2012.
Oh, he's so sleepy.
he put his head against my way?
He's literally like he was just going, and then he finally.
He's so sweet. And that was just like mainline, like, I think I probably posted like every other day. Just
Yeah.
like a crappy picture of the beach. Like, beach, wah. And it's like, that's fun, but I feel like I use other apps for that now. And I feel like Instagram has become a little more like refined. Like, accounts will have like,
It's
an
more of a
aesthetic.
website.
It's more of a website. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not going to build a website. but
Yeah, it's
You can get all my
back in the
links.
day. I started my Instagram in 2012, and man, I've scrolled down
Oh,
down
don't
there,
do
and
it.
it was like I used to post. It was like the way my friends and I would talk. It was like Twitter for us.
Yeah.
So I would post a picture of the Notes app, and it would be like, Mackenzie,
Yes.
call
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
I want to talk about whatever.
But you'd slap a
What?
little filter on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
You slap a filter, and then like
Polaroid
they
filter.
would call you.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I was a menace on Facebook mostly. I saw some old
That's
Yeah,
Facebook
same.
disgusting.
Same. I was
Yeah, and
pretty bad too.
I was like, especially on Valentine's Day, I saw one from today, and I was like, ugh.
Oh.
For
I was so cringy.
for Jordan or for someone else.
No, and not it wasn't about anybody, but
It was
like
last year.
So what I used to do in high school when I was like in my baking era is I used to like make a bunch of cupcakes and stuff, and I would just take them to school on like Valentine's Day and hand them out to all my friends.
You were one of the
All the
I
girls you
posted,
wanted to
like,
get with.
Can
I
we
see.
get back to that era? Because
Listen,
baking
John, I helped John and Jordan move.
Okay.
And
How
there
much
was
baking
a
stuff was in their
whole
kitchen?
box of John's baking things.
Well, that's
love
just no.
it.
That's like a small.
Unironically, John,
No.
a man with hobbies is a man we love.
Okay, but-
Oh, and John's got hobbies.
Oh, and he's
Okay.
got
For
a,
days.
He's got a hobby for
Screw
every day of the
you
week.
guys.
Turns out,
Screw
John-
you guys.
He goes through eras.
Turns out, he doesn't have a job. Believe it or not, he just does his hobbies all day.
He does.
Throws the headset on.
I've been pretending.
The IT
the whole
help is a
time.
hobby.
It's just a hobby.
It's just a hobby. He likes to hop on. He goes,
yeah.
"Hi, this is John. How
Yeah.
can I help you?"
I will
Yeah,
say
it's just free
before we
helpline.
continue talking about social media, unhappy couples made me think of another thing I saw.
Oh.
Is that apparently the rate of couples that smash their wedding cakes in each other's faces and divorce is like super high.
Wait. What do you mean?
like
Couples
on their wedding
that
when they
on
cut
their
the cake
wedding
and
when they
smash.
cut the wedding cake, if one or the other smash cake in their partner's face, they have like a 70% chance of maybe it's not
Jeez.
70, maybe it's like 60% chance of divorce.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
you guys didn't do that. You guys just
no,
No, we nosed it.
we nosed it.
yeah.
But-
John, I don't think you guys had
Anyways.
pie. You didn't do that.
We didn't even eat by. We
Yeah.
didn't even get.
You
to
didn't even
that.
get to that.
Tell you what, back in the day, Facebook, to make your status for the day, right?
Yeah.
It would prompt you. It says, "What's on your mind?"
Yeah.
And then your Facebook status would say, "Ryan Tafolla." It would say your
feeling.
status
Is feeling.
is feeling,
Yeah.
right? And so
Bad prompt.
it was bad, right? In retrospect, right? Because now I look at old Facebook things and it doesn't say anything. It's in lowercase and it says, "Is feeling sassy today," or like not sassy, but well, maybe I was that day.
A little sassy. I mean, come on.
Is feeling like he doesn't want to go to school. Like it was all in the third person.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? You
I
ever do
remember that
those?
big time? Yeah, and then I every once in a while I'll come across one that said, you remember the trend where you used to do TBH and
Yeah,
you would like
uh-huh.
it, and then you'd have to go to that person's wall and say like, to be honest,
I don't really know you.
Blah, 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 blah. And I did several of those, several
Yeah.
rounds of those.
Yeah,
I don't
several
know,
rounds
what
of
was I
TBH.
thinking about
Yeah.
that?
No, I mean, just notice me, right? Or
Right.
pay attention to me. I did
No.
my fair share of those too, right?
Yeah, I will say my social media is fully. I look at my social media and I'm like, wow, I was.
Were you a pick me boy, John? Were you a pick
What's
me
that
boy?
mean?
Like
He still is.
like
Pick
look at-
me.
like,
Look at me.
like-
I'm the one that's a
I-
wallflower.
I'll tell you what, I certainly was. I was a pick me boy.
Yeah, back then for sure. Yeah, definitely. I felt like I was, and I had been reflecting on that.
Uh-huh.
I kind of reflect on it every time we do lip sync battle. My birthday
Sure.
comes along because, like, when I started that, it was like so much. I wanted it to be this like big show all about me.
Sure.
And now 100%, I love that it's like so
Not about you.
not about me, and I love that about it. And I
Sure.
feel like that just shows like, I mean, obviously it's my birthday, so yeah,
Sure.
sure, people associate it with me, but I don't feel the need to be like the center of attention,
Right.
And it shows a lot of growth I think that I've had in my personality.
But you did at the time. You were like,
when I
I
built
can't
that
wait for all
thing-
my friends to come watch me dance on stage.
Oh, for sure. When I built that thing, I
Dang.
wanted it to be like the John show, and then like as time
that's
went on,
That's a big TBH right there.
yeah,
John.
I felt
That's
like and now I'm in a really healthy, which is why I'm so cool with it ending at 30, because I'm like, I'm ready for it to just
we'll
kind
see
of be
about that.
done. You know what I'm saying? But I do love it. Like I love watching, like the fact that you guys perform every year. Like, that is so awesome. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a big good marker for personal growth for me, because I feel
Sure.
like in the beginning, I was like, it was all about me, and now I'm like, I love what it is. It's just
Mm.
like all my friends coming together and like just like being dumb and like performing fun numbers.
Well, we're not dumb. We're
Well,
smart.
some people.
Annie, what was the biggest pick me thing you ever did? 'Cause I'm trying to think about mine.
I freaking the whole like I don't care. I don't care what I look like. I'm just like gonna be a good person. I don't care. I would
Really?
like I had this thing, and I was talking about this with a coworker yesterday of like how kids will come into the store that I'm working at, and they're in high school because there's a
Sure.
high school nearby.
Yeah.
And we're like, looking at each other and we're like, man, in high school, I wasn't like this. I wasn't as put together, as, on trend. These kids have all the information at their fingertips. They can like look up how to do their eyeliner and have a video, a step-by-step, where before it was just like, oh,
look at the instructions.
You might be able to catch a YouTube video if you go deep enough, whatever. Maybe one of the beauty YouTubers has like rated this product and shown you how to do it, but it's like a 15-minute video to get to the like actual tutorial. Like Jenna Marbles didn't help me out in this.
Nope.
She helped us out in other ways though.
In other ways. And so like for me, I had this thing in high school. I had a scarf phase.
Oh,
where I was like, I'm just
gal.
the girl with the scarf reading a book, being mysterious.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. And so like I had this thing where my friends in high school, so
This is the
sad.
biggest stretch.
They had to make a rule that I had to wear real pants because my second day of high school, I said, I give up. Like, I'm done. I'm just going to be the girl that like doesn't
Leggings and
care.
yoga pants.
I'm the scarf girl.
Well, you couldn't even wear
Scarf
leggings
girl.
back in the day.
Sure.
So it was, I would
Leggings
wear
as
running
pants?
shorts, a like t-shirt
Yeah.
and a scarf.
Wow.
Stop.
Okay.
Wow.
Almost every day, to the point for my 17th birthday, I think my friends gave me like 20 scarves. And they were genuine presents. Like
Because they were like, Annie loves scarves. Was that the moment for
you're
you
not the
where you were
scarf
like,
girl? Oof.
I was scarf girl, to the point where I had a friend dress up like me, come to school.
with a scarf?
Oh yeah, it was a scarf, a t-shirt, a pair of leggings, and rainbow flip-flops,
Did
like
that
the
make you-
leather ones.
Was that the moment when you got all those scarves? You were like, I'm not the scarf girl anymore.
No, it was. I did this
loved it.
thing,
It only
which I
empowered
kind of was like, man, this was the way to do it.
Okay.
Freshman year was like the worst, like
Yeah.
the pit of it.
Sure.
And then slowly every year I got more fashionable. Senior year, I was like dressing up nice every day
Yeah.
of school, not
Yeah.
wearing scarves, wearing actual real pants and stuff.
Sure.
So, and that's what people remember. No one remembers sophomore year. I was like, man, I left on a
Ooh, I
good
wish that
note.
were true. Oh, man.
I went downhill. And mine.
See, and that's everyone
was-
else did that.
well,
idiots.
You were cute.
I went
Sophomore
from
year.
uniforms
Yes.
to getting to wear what I wanted. So freshman, sophomore, beginning of junior year was like trying every day.
Yeah,
like
no,
being
Yeah.
nice.
not
And
Annie.
then senior year was when it was like, I'm not wearing makeup to school. I'm gonna wear leggings today and a sweatshirt. I'll be fine. And that's when one guy was like, "You look tired."
Oh, shoot.
And it was the one day I didn't wear makeup, and I was like,
You look tired.
Not that.
Oh,
Not the
wow.
you look tired.
Arthur's going, it's okay, Kelly. you don't look
puppy
tired
kisses.
anymore.
I think you look nice.
Not a podcaster.
Gosh,
You're
not a
Thank you for the
podcaster.
Oh, not even a little bit.
Yeah, he's not a...
Man, but okay,
Kisses.
going off on like phases and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
So many things have happened recently.
Tell us about it.
First of all, the biggest pick-me girl in my mind is
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
"Yes,
Oh,
something's happening."
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in
Things going
a
on.
potentially abusive relationship or something.
Oh,
Is that
I
wow.
think
What's that deal?
No.
the
what I
whole
heard.
thing, she's with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes.
But supposedly right before the what's it called? The
VMAs.
sports game.
Oh, okay.
Super Bowl.
That'd be the
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
She deleted all her pictures with him.
Yes.
Unfollowed everyone on social
Yep.
media, but 3 people, him not included. Hey man,
Yeah,
this is a
should we, should
this
we
is a
scrub
family
this
show.
from the
Don't be looking places.
Hey, buddy.
And now everyone is assuming that they have broken up. They had
Okay.
they had
She
this
did, like,
weird
a revenge
engagement.
post.
Yeah.
She did a
Oh.
post and then did like a lyric from like a breakup song.
Yeah.
Dang.
Super weird.
And now there's rumors that she took the ring off.
The ring off that was supposed to never
Yes,
be
to
able to
cause her
come
pain.
off.
Oh, maybe that's why I thought it was, because she had one of those rings that if you take it off, it hurts you or something.
Yeah, something weird like
Wait,
that.
what? I never heard any of this.
Do we need
Yeah.
to scrub this from
No,
From the
he's
internet.
Just
fine.
blur that area.
John? Can you just
That area.
superimpose a little what the podcast
He
box
loves
is?
Kara.
Yeah, he's really
He's a
nice.
cuddler.
He's a cuddler.
Oh, he loves Kara. But yeah, so
Okay, so what's their
Megan-
deal? What's their deal?
No
I
one
think
knows.
they're
getting
It's all
divorced.
rumors. It's
They
all
have
rumors
too
right
much
now.
money and too
Oh.
much time. That's their deal. I've been watching this. Well, it was like a documentary thing called Bling Ring,
Okay.
and it was this group of like rich entitled kids, or I don't know if they were rich, but like these like
Entitled kids.
entitled kids
Okay.
that would break into celebrities' homes in the early 2000s and steal crap from them. Like break into Paris Hilton's house and steal the like wadded up $100 bills she just had in like clothes, and like Orlando Bloom, Lindsay Lohan.
Was it like punked? Like, was it on MTV or?
No, they were like legit just stealing it. And then eventually they got caught when they stole too much.
Oh, shoot.
And so now it's a
heard about
documentary
this.
interviewing the people who did it.
Oh,
How
it's not like a
weird.
show. It's
No,
real.
it's
This
like
really
it's
happened.
real. And
Oh,
then
shoot.
they made a movie about it after it happened, where Emma Watson played like the main girl who was in it.
Okay. Harry Potter.
But yeah, this is like a legit thing that happened, and I'm like, people are just like, wait, like these celebrities. The fact that the reason that it didn't get reported for the first like, I don't know, like 6 months that they were breaking into these celebrities' houses and stealing crap is because they didn't notice. Like they broke into Paris
I
Hilton's house,
see.
stole like $1,000 worth of hundreds that she had like wadded up on the floor, like stole some of her cocaine and like a bunch of clothes.
Yeah, that
And
all
she
sounds
didn't
like
notice
a separate problem. That
because
all
she has
sounds
too much, you know.
Wow.
And it's the kind of thing where I was like with Machine Gun Kelly and all that. I'm like, guys, like what? They just have too much time on their hands and too much
What is he?
influence.
He's just a
He's just
musician,
a musician,
right?
yeah.
I'm not really
A
hip to
singer.
him. I don't know what he's about.
He's on
pretty
tour
Does he,
right now.
controversial.
does he
isn't he?
have that much money? I
He
wouldn't
does,
have.
he does
I guess
pretty
Megan Fox
crazy
is
stuff,
probably
doesn't he?
MGK or whatever.
Big
He
celebrity.
did one of those rooftop like pop-up album release concerts in the COVID and stuff. Like,
Okay.
he's really. I think he's more like hot button controversial from
Sure.
the other understanding that I think. I mean, what I've heard about him. I mean,
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
he's one of those Pete Davidson types where I'm like,
Yeah, true.
how.
How
Yes.
is
No
how-
judgments if you look like Pete Davidson, but he is too like he is so people think he's so attractive and he's so
Yeah.
famous, and I'm like, he looks like just a guy like on an off street in Vegas or something. Like he
Yeah,
had a bad
nothing
weekend,
special.
Yeah.
and like that guy, and you know, Pete Davidson was like on SNL, like on TV. Like, why would they put this guy on TV?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And like Machine Gun Kelly, same thing. I'm like, oh, he's cute. He's good looking.
There are like some people, some celebrity like controversy, not controversy, but like some celebrities where I'm like, I understand why people are like, you know, investigating their lives. Like Rihanna
Sure.
with the Super Bowl.
Sure. Yes. Oh, we haven't
let's
even.
get into
we've
it.
been brushing against the Super Bowl.
Riri.
we've been
Riri,
touching.
which I just want to say,
Go ahead.
if I had put money on my prediction from
Yes.
last week, I would have been rich.
What did you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
I
The
said
Chiefs.
Chiefs because they had better colors.
Yeah. So Jake's friend took the big dub.
Wow.
Wow. That is huge.
So, like I told you, he hedged a lot of his bets, so it wasn't the 237, but it was $150,000.
it's more than I
and,
got. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and,
What the hell,
and
man?
so they're going to Vegas.
You know, I
guess.
heard a figure right after we recorded the podcast. How much money you think was bet on this year's Super Bowl?
Oh, that's a good
It
question.
came
'Cause I-
out.
$1
but
billion.
That's a start.
No.
$16 billion.
Yeah, was bet.
was placed on,
on
bets for
literally
this Super Bowl.
on all kinds of different things. You know what people bet
She's
on?
shocked.
You know what people bet on? How many seconds the national anthem was
Yeah,
going to be.
over under 2
Oh, I
minutes.
did see it.
Crazy.
One.
People bet on what color
the
the,
heck?
Gatorade is going to
Yeah.
be that they
Oh my
dump
gosh,
on the
I
coach.
saw and they didn't show it.
They didn't show it on
They didn't
TV.
show it on TV. And I saw this TikTok of all these guys
What
screaming at the
color?
TV.
We missed
What
it.
color? What color was it? It
Yes.
was so funny.
No, the best part about the whole thing was the commercial, the Tubi commercial. And it's supposed to make you think that someone had the remote and was changing it onto the Tubi app and choosing a different show.
Did you guys watch
so
Super
there's
Bowl this
all
year?
all these
No,
TikTok.
no.
When it came up, I was looking for the remote and I was like, is someone sitting on the remote? And literally, it was a commercial for Tubi. And there's all these TikToks
Smart,
of
man.
people yelling, like, look,
Smart.
search for the remote. Someone change the channel.
I kind of realized,
Great,
like,
great.
I feel like the actual Super Bowl commercials, like, happening in real time aren't as big as they were 10 years ago.
No.
Even 5 years ago. Because now it's like the week leading up and the week after.
They send out, like, little snippets.
You're seeing them already on TikTok, on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're getting
Yeah.
kicked around, and then it's people reacting to them for the whole week after.
Yep.
See, I've seen so many reaction videos of these Super Bowl commercials.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
That's shocking.
I was
I listened to it.
Really?
It was
You?
a pretty riveting
Sports fan,
game,
Andy?
though.
sports fan, sports ball. I didn't watch
Sports
it.
ball.
I was on a phone call with
The president, probably, like
Yep.
somebody really important.
a
Yeah.
bride and groom.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I was, and I could tell they were watching it because every time we would be like talking about something, they would just go, And I go, are you okay? And they're like, oh, we're watching the Super Bowl. And I go, well, I
watching the
hope
game.
whatever team
Why would
you
you have a
rooting
call at
for.
that time?
Big game.
Because I didn't
Annie
think about
scheduled
that.
it, guaranteed. She's like, "What do you think?
What about
Sunday at 3:30?"
4:30?
the worst.
And they're like, yeah, perfect.
Big
Yeah,
game.
I did not think about
big
it at
scoring
all.
game,
Sorry.
And you know what? The Eagles were up for like 3 quarters,
Yeah.
and then a sudden big comeback from the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew it was
I
going to
should
happen. but-
always bet off of the colors.
Well, I don't know about
There's
that.
a guy on Reddit that has unsuccessfully predicted who was going to win the Super Bowl for like the past 12 years or something. He's done an in-depth analysis of which team is going to win based on the stats, based
he's
on
been right.
the coach. No, he's been
Right?
wrong every single year. He's predicted it incorrect every year.
Oh, maybe it's
He's-
a Twitter one of someone saying like
No, it was a
who's
baseball.
going.
Oh,
It's baseball.
that was the one that
Dang.
like
And they were wrong.
no, I think you're right though. I think there was another Twitter
Wasn't there
thread
one?
where it was like this
Like
guy has the
2012?
NFL script. Like
Yeah.
the NFL is scripted. Check like here's the
Well,
winners and
that's what they thought, but everyone was saying that it was going to be a close game, which it was.
Sure.
Everyone had the Eagles for the most part
Yeah.
that I saw.
Yeah.
And then
Not me.
it was a really fun game.
not Annie. Annie had
Not
it.
I was
Nice.
listening
pegged.
to it. I think I underestimate how much I enjoy like watching sports. I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, I've said I'm like fully baseball. I love watching baseball.
Yeah, same.
But like, I've never. I guess
Got a
during the
yawn out of
general
Annie
season,
on that one.
I guess during the general like season of football, I'm like, nah. But then when it comes to these big games, I'm like, yeah.
Well,
it's
because the
kinda
hype
cool,
is there.
right?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm
Right?
like, I couldn't give less of a crap about football. But when we're there and we're eating snacks and we're watching the Super Bowl, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, football.
I do wish I had partaken in the Super Bowl snacks.
Yeah.
Because those
Yeah,
snacks
yeah.
hit like nothing
You get a good,
else.
you get a good brat
Yeah, my
halfway
dad
through the
made
game.
my
Forget
dad made
about
brats.
it. With like
Yeah, you guys
all
look
the
like you
grilled
were
The like
onions and
cheese
stuff.
balls shaped in like in
Yes.
Well, I grew
Little
up.
buffalo
balls.
sliders.
I grew up with the Super Bowl being huge because it's always around my brother's birthday, or sometimes it was on my brother's birthday.
That's right.
So
February
it was
7th.
always his friends would all come over, and my dad would make this huge spread. So it was always this big thing where I would like get all the food and then hide in my room and not watch the Super Bowl.
yeah.
But
But
excitement though.
She would
Fun.
watch
Fun
Hype is
vibes.
there. Hype is there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rihanna.
illegal recordings
Rihanna?
of
All of her brother's
Rihanna.
cute friends.
Rihanna.
But I think it's both ways.
Rihanna. Let's talk Rihanna.
Riri.
Found out that surprise, she's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
And not only that, is she
Second baby.
performed. John is completely unfazed by this. Apparently, it's a totally
He hasn't
normal
seen
thing.
it. He hasn't seen
If
it.
you can name one more Super Bowl where the performer was pregnant, I'll give you $100 right
Also,
now.
Beyonce didn't do it at
No,
the Super Bowl.
I'm not-
By the way,
You've misunderstood me.
Okay.
It's not,
Okay, let's
it's
clear it
not
up.
that it's so like normal or so like already done. It's just like it feels like. And again, this I was telling you this before, and I'm recognizing that there's no. She didn't have a choice. Like she's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So why not play into it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you think she played into it?
she had this like? I thought she
Did
had,
you
like,
get to
this
watch
full
the performance?
reveal moment. I saw clips of it. I haven't watched the whole thing.
It was
But that
great.
first reveal moment where they're like going through the crowd of dancers, and then
Uh-huh.
she turns around, classic Riri, right?
Yeah,
And,
sure.
and then you see like the baby bump, like that. I mean, almost
you see,
immediately.
you see the baby bump in the very beginning.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
She doesn't come through people and reveal.
Sure. Okay. Whatever.
Well-
You need to
I didn't
watch
watch
it.
it.
Let's not split hairs. We're talking about the
it's
same
not.
thing.
Same exact
Is
thing.
that I learned in that moment that she was pregnant while she was on the floating stage.
And I think it's
above
cool.
the Super Bowl.
I like we talked about last week. I feel like it is really random, like because she hasn't released music. In a
thought the
while,
same thing. I was
but-
like, Rihanna.
Her latest song was from Wakanda Forever.
Okay, so
Oh,
maybe she
Black
is
Panther.
current. I
That's
don't know.
it though. That's it.
Tell you what, I was surprised to realize how many songs of hers that I knew.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
was fully like,
She was-
I'm not gonna know any.
Listen,
Our parents
She was
were
like the
like, I cannot name one Rihanna song.
She
And I
was
was
like the
"Don't
soundtrack
stop
to
the
like
music."
my high school.
Oh, yeah.
experience.
She
I'm like,
was our
that-
early-
like just all the songs they'd play at dances
yeah,
and
she still is.
Disturbia.
Weddings, she's huge
Absolutely.
at weddings. Umbrella,
Bitch better
umbrella.
have my money.
I played something at a wedding.
cha,
That
cha.
was her. Like we worked at one in up in.
She
St. Louis.
has some.
Please don't stop the music.
Yeah,
Bum, bum, bum.
Love
She
in
didn't
Lonely
perform that one.
Places. The like. Love in a lonely
Oh my gosh,
place.
good one.
Mess me up to that.
Yeah, man.
SOS.
Dude,
She didn't perform SOS. but-
She
Yeah.
has some slaps.
all
some
of
bangers.
all of her songs she performed. All
Yeah.
of them. Knew
Yeah.
every single word.
Uh-huh.
Which is probably why she was a good pick. I just like when I
Sure.
first heard her name, I was like, this
I want to be
feels
in the
random.
committee that chooses the Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay,
You know
who
what
you
is
picking?
epic,
Who you
though?
picking next year?
Oh,
Next
yeah,
year?
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
Next year, I would say I would book 3. I like when they mix it up, multiple people.
Yes,
You
I
like
love
multiple
I love the
performers.
multiple people.
Yeah, I love multiple people, and I want it to be. I want to make it a challenge where we have to try to get them, like like the Billy Ray and Little Nas X, like where
Yep.
like you wouldn't expect the
Oh.
mashup. I want that.
okay.
I want
like
it to
that.
be. I want it to be announced that everyone go, what the hell?
Yes.
I want it to be Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
Right,
Yes.
Olivia
Okay,
Rodrigo,
okay.
Yes,
and
bring
everyone's
it on,
like,
bring it
everyone's
on.
like, oh, okay, Olivia Rodrigo, the
Go ahead. The California Raisins. Yep, I'm right there with you.
No.
Heard it through the grapevine with.
Hey.
no Olivia Rodrigo, the girl that sings "You're So Vain,"
Okay.
which she is like
Okay.
old
yes.
school, and Dolly Parton.
Okay, but You're So Vain and Dolly Parton are very similar.
Who sings your song?
It's not Bonnie Raitt, but it's,
No, it's like
You're
so vain.
Okay.
Let me see.
I'm gonna do you one better.
Okay.
It's gonna be here we go. Eminem. All right. Willie Nelson.
Love it.
Okay.
Simon. Simon.
Lock
Carly
it in
Simon.
with a third. Like somebody
Lock
on
it
the
in with
other
third.
end of the
Okay,
spectrum.
Billy, so wait,
backed up by like Metallica or something.
Remind me the other two again. So you said
Willie Nelson,
Willie Nelson,
Eminem. They're double headlining, backed up
Olivia
by
Rodrigo.
Eminem
Metallica.
was last year. Eminem was last year. He was part of the
Oh,
hip
he
hop
was
crew.
the Snoop Dogg.
Oh, he
group
was
dog.
last
The hip
year.
hop crew is cool. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that
one
was a
was
good
cool.
one. La, da, 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 da.
I already know. What,
Last week I said the best of all time was Michael Jackson's Super Bowl performance. I take it back, and it was Bruno Mars.
His was awesome.
It was absolutely Bruno Mars, and you can put that on my gravestone.
Okay.
You haven't seen it, obviously.
I did
Maybe
see
you
it.
were busy that day. You had a wedding call or something.
I don't-
but we were talking to a couple.
I don't think I've really fully watched any of them.
we
ever.
literally.
Lady
You gotta watch a
Gaga's.
few.
Guys,
I didn't
as
watch
soon as this
it.
podcast is done, we're watching Bruno Mars.
Lady
Because
Gaga's was amazing
it's iconic.
too.
It's iconic.
I got the formula here. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
go ahead.
okay, let's hear
All
it.
right.
Yep.
This is. It's gonna be.
It's gonna
good.
blow
Okay.
some
ready?
minds here.
Opens up with. I'm not mashing up like
Okay.
like
No,
Andy
no,
was
no.
saying. I'm going with all the same thing. I want it to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly.
I'm okay. I'm a little shaky on my opener. I'll be honest.
Not sure.
I'm not 100%. I think it should start.
Oh no.
This is America's Got Talent theme. Okay.
Oh no.
It opens up with Susan. Well, Britain's Got Talent.
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle comes
Oh
out.
damn, Susan Boyle, bring her back.
Yes, she comes in with a real like dramatic opener.
Okay.
And we're all going, oh, it's Susan Boyle. Oh, it's
Yeah,
good.
sure.
And then rising up from the stage, Harry Styles.
Oh my gosh, Susan
Okay.
Boyle and Harry Styles would be amazing.
Right? Okay. And then
He
listen up.
kisses her right on the mouth.
Kisses her on the
Boom.
mouth. Of course.
course.
Whatever. It's Harry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Duh.
Then big finish. One Direction joins him. on
Shoot,
stage.
that was gonna be me. I was
And
like, shoot,
it
One Direction.
pops off.
That would break the internet. That would absolutely
They
destroy
reunite.
the internet.
They freaking reunite.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Or, okay, second.
Wow.
My
Okay.
second plan is.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana.
Yes.
Bless.
Yes.
Done.
Then
Yes.
she pulls off the wig. She has a few
Miley songs.
Cyrus songs, right?
She does
Yeah.
the climb. The climb,
probably,
clearly.
right? And
Clothes
then
with flowers.
Best, right? Then Justin Bieber comes on,
Okay.
joins her with a little duet, maybe something.
Oh my gosh! And then We Are the Children. They
No.
all come out.
Close.
Okay,
and
go
then
ahead.
Jaden Smith comes out, and they do
Wow.
Never Say Never. Nope,
Wrong,
that's his
wrong
sister.
Smith. That's Willow.
I'll see
Then
myself
they-
out.
then-
Jaden's the brother.
Then
Yeah.
they do Never Say Never from
Never
Karate
Say
Kid.
Never.
Whoa.
And they just pop off. The four of them, they're
Whoa.
up there, they're hit, and then that's it.
Hey, little
Oh, I
inside.
love that.
Little inside baseball. You got to plug in that laptop there.
Oh, okay. Thank
Little
you.
bit
Thank you.
shattering the fourth wall,
Thank you.
but it's just giving you the go ahead.
Hey, yeah. Let's see how it's like.
That's fine. Wow, you guys. I mean, were you guys seeing all the TikToks of the dancers, Rihanna's dancers?
Oh, it's
They got to
so-
keep the outfits, and I've
so
been seeing
good.
the
They
people.
got to keep their outfits, and it's so good.
It's great. Like the white, like
Marshmallows.
snowsuits.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
literally snowsuits.
Yes. Okay, I saw. Yeah, I've been seeing so many videos. I'm trying to remember, like.
The big one is one of the dancers on one of the giant floating platforms. She went off of the choreography, which I'm guessing it was probably a freestyle moment, but she does her own TikTok dance. during it, and you can see her on it because no one knew what she was doing. But then
it was just like a freestyle
the
moment.
next day, yesterday she posted herself doing it, and they were like, "You were the one who went off the choreography."
Oh, that's funny.
So that was a big thing.
Well, good times. Good times had by all. Can't wait for it next year. I am a little surprised Harry didn't do it, but I feel like maybe
he is like on his giant tour right now, and I think they choose people who aren't on tours.
Sure.
And also, it's kind of hard to say yes to doing the Super Bowl because you do not get paid.
Yeah, did you know that, John? You don't get paid for the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, it's probably a lot of promotion, right?
It's a lot of promotion, and I read a lot that Rihanna has been very like decisive on what she monetizes and smart about what music she monetizes.
Sure.
So all of these songs, it doesn't matter that she isn't getting paid for the Super Bowl because all of these songs are being monetized.
Sure.
And during her performance, she took out her Fenty powder, like her own makeup brand.
Wow.
And like her brand.
Sure.
And promoted that. So that was a big thing for Fenty.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of promotional stuff that we don't know, but
you know, while we're talking numbers, you know how much a 30-second Super Bowl national commercial costs?
I don't want to know.
National, not local. National.
Yeah, national.
$100 million.
Okay, too much.
Whoa.
Now you're going too high.
Probably.
I don't know, man.
$7 million for a 30-second
30
spot.
seconds. 30 seconds.
$7 million.
I hate that.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yep,
We have
yep.
1 year to scrape together $7 million
For 30
Do a What the
seconds.
Podcast?
to do a What the Podcast
Yep.
commercial.
Now,
$7 million.
Okay, so
Whoa.
there's this campaign going on. I'm talking about money in commercials because did you guys happen to see the He Gets Us campaign?
Yes.
The Jesus commercials?
No.
Yeah,
I
we
still
talked about it
didn't
at
go
church.
online.
What is it?
It is basically a commercial, and it like seems like it's like rebranding Jesus.
It's like the new Jesus loves you.
Oh, Jesus loves immigrants. Jesus loves he loved the people that you disagree with. Like all of this stuff, and it's like you start to buy it, right? It's like kind of heartfelt. Apparently, it's this campaign called He Gets Us, and it's like some of the same people that were behind like the decision, like when they what do you call it? Like they were big in the overturning of Roe versus Wade. This organization that was like fully in the weeds,
It's
and
a
they're doing
501c3.
they're doing $1 billion rebranding campaign. They're going to spend $1 billion in marketing on this He Gets Us thing.
Yeah.
Just to like talk
He Gets
about
Us
Jesus.
is a movement to reintroduce people to the Jesus of the Bible and his confounding love and forgiveness. We believe his words, example, and life have relevance in our lives today and offer hope for a better future.
Yeah.
But it was crazy, though, because we were like, oh, is this going to be like a Coke commercial? Like, it's really heartfelt. And then it popped up, He Gets Us, and then #Jesus.
Yeah.
A Jesus commercial for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. With curious intentions. So we'll just have to see where that goes.
Yeah, I mean, He Gets This. I read a lot about this because there was a lot of like. First of all, we talked about it.
Correct me if I'm wrong because I
No.
I'm basing that off of TikTok.
No, you had it all right, and I did the Google search and kind of looked at some of their websites and stuff, and it was just like one of these big campaigns. What I didn't like about it is, and this is kind of the general public for people who aren't Christians, is like the so much hatred that came with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I felt like there was a lot of really negative, a lot of the big outlets like Barstool, and I get it, right? Like they don't understand because they're
Sure.
not a religious organization, and probably most of those people that work there aren't Christians or whatever. But they're like, that was the dumbest commercial I've ever seen. And I was like, I kind of get it. Like, it is definitely weirdly placed. And when you're talking about as big of a Super Bowl moment and all that, but I was also like, it's kind of a baller move in the sense that like that is where you're gonna get the most eyes. I don't know anything about the organization, so I'm not defending the organization, but what I didn't like was just like the blatant like, this was stupid, and I'm like, well, was it stupid? I mean, like there's a lot of stupid commercials.
I think for me, it's not about it being stupid. I think the commercial itself is where I kind of.
There were two.
So there were two, and now we found out that they've got this $1 billion budget for this rebranding marketing campaign.
Crazy.
And it's like, okay, like take a big step back for a second. This is it's worth $1 billion, and
True.
it's in the name of Jesus,
right? And that's
and
what people
we're
were
buying
like,
Super Bowl commercials. Is that really like the best use of our resources?
Totally. And that was
they
the
got it out
online.
nationally.
Got what out nationally? Jesus is a
their
household
website.
name. Jesus, it's a household name.
I do
Bible's
think-
number one selling book of all time.
They got people talking about it.
About what? About their organization?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, okay, if we're a Jesus organization, like, why isn't the money going to, I don't know, the poor? Like,
Well, and that
like
was
not like just the unnamed poor, because of course, like, yeah, feed the world and but like it could have
poor,
been
actually,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of also its own cop out. Like, why aren't you feeding hungry people? It's like, well, okay,
That's
whatever.
what I saw online, and that was another layer of it where I was like, oh, okay.
What would have been really baller is if it was like, hey, like, we're this organization and we're out here doing what, like, the work of Jesus. Like, here's what we're doing, boom. And like, if it was showing numbers, like, here's all the things and here's where these resources are going, like full transparency.
It's because they went the route of, oh, what is this commercial?
I know.
Who knows what this?
I know.
And then boom, at the very end, hegetsus.com. Okay, I guess I'll look at it.
And so I go to the website, I find out it's about Jesus and his message and his teachings. Like, okay, now what? Am I giving money? Am I...
Yeah, and again, I'm not defending this organization. I know nothing
I know you're
about
not.
them.
I know you're
but
not.
I thought it was kind of interesting because, I'm
with you in that people do initially jump negatively towards like any
100%.
church related
Yeah,
thing,
totally.
which is like neither here nor there. But I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because there's two kind of I thought of two areas within my scope of Christianity and religion, because I'm a Christian and most of I think all of us are on the show, but
sure.
and I thought, okay, one kind of cool, like reaching people in a way that has never been done before. When you think about, I mean, maybe a long time ago, but you think about in society right now where like religion is kind of touchy, what I'm saying? Especially Christianity, what I'm saying? It's like kind of nobody really wants to be, and I think society as a whole, nobody really wants to be told how to live or what to do, you know what I'm saying? And that's fully its own conversation,
Sure.
but, and so then you have like this so blatantly Christian commercial. I thought, well, that's kind of cool, like being representative. But then again, I don't know the organization, and it sounds like if they are supported Roe versus Wade, we're already out.
It's kind of like a
what I'm saying?
political thing,
right? That's more political than anything,
right?
But the other part of it was like, well, I don't know, like you said, Jesus is a household name. Like, do we really need that? Like, are you really going to reach somebody, for Christ on a Super Bowl commercial?
Right. And not to make big assumptions, but like football, America, Jesus,
they've made their mind
are
up
up there on a in a similar plane. I feel like as far as values in this country.
I guess if you put in that much
I mean?
money to reach the 5%, that's like, oh, maybe I will do this.
How long was the commercial? Do we know?
There were a couple of 1 minute commercials.
There was, I think,
there was
a
definitely
30 second and a 1
minute,
minute,
which we're looking at $15 million. They probably spent upwards of $50 million.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Like, and we're talking about it and your organization and maybe I'm being quick to judge, but I feel like anyone using Jesus's name in that way is already like subject to judgment, so you've run this commercial, like for who? For Jesus? Like Jesus doesn't need a commercial.
Or for your clout.
I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
know.
Yeah, I see that for sure. I did think it was like offhand. I thought it was kind of cool, but then I was like, I had this whole recoil thought process. I was like, is it that cool? Like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see the commercial. I actually no, I did look up the commercial. Yeah, they had several different variations. I don't know if I saw the one that was on there.
Yeah.
Annie, what do you think?
I think it's cool. I think, if we're going to like start like breaking down like where money is funneled in like religious organizations, most religious organizations did support Roe versus Wade being overturned.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, was, putting money towards, the the like fight against gay rights and, you know, like I still eat at Chick-fil-A. I am fully for gay rights and gay marriage and like, you know, and the same with Hobby Lobby. You know, Hobby Lobby is also against abortion and against, you know, that right to the point where they won't even, you know, let their health plans cover birth control. I'm pretty sure that was like a huge thing. And so, but yet I still shop at Hobby Lobby from time to time.
Yeah. No.
I think if we're going to start nitpicking that kind of stuff, like, I don't know, like take a hard stance everywhere.
No, I just feel like there's a difference between like organizations that like have a certain message and businesses that have. I think you're right on that. And when it comes to like a restaurant or like a store you're going to go shop at, like I guess they're subject to do whatever they want to do with their money. So that's like,
I think for me, I see organizations as businesses. I see churches as business. They're all business. If you're spending $1 billion or whatever, like $14 million on a Super Bowl commercial, you have $14 million in assets.
I just think it's like it's an intentionally misleading thing though, because it's not like a church like, oh, this commercial is sponsored by, you know, the church downtown. It's like, no, it's like Jesus cares about you. Log on to Jesus.com because Jesus is here to Jesus you.
Yeah.
And it's like
Jesus people. The reality is
Jesus
like
people be crazy. I know.
Jesus people be crazy. As a Jesus person myself, we be crazy.
I do think
crazy.
that like I guess my reaction to the instant like harshness of like, you know, all the comments be like, well, how many homeless people could have this commercial have fed, and I thought, you know, like the reality is like the church is trying to bring people to Christ. Like that is the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And sure, people might think like, oh, well, the church should do it this certain way. They should do it at the lowest budget possible. And I see that angle, but also I'm like, that's not what Nike is doing to get you to buy stuff. And I'm not saying like those schools of thoughts, like those plans are similar. I mean, but reality is like every company is trying to get you to look a certain way or think a certain way. And like, that's what church is doing too. You know, that's what Christianity is doing too. So it's like, is it like a step in the way of trying to reach people at a bigger price tag? 100%.
Right.
Is that wrong?
I mean, when they get religious tax cuts every year. So I think
that's the other thing is a whole.
If we're going to treat them like a business, like we should treat them like a business.
Right. No,
but
I get it.
I will admit for this conversation too, like I feel like I'm coming from a little more of a hostile angle, just because I feel like my attitude towards Big C church and religion and the business of it has been skewed lately, and just like I don't know, I have less of a like. I'll say like less of a heart for it lately to be like, oh, well, they mean well. Like, I don't know. I just personally, I feel like I'm a little more negative towards it lately. I can totally see that.
But
I think, you know, Christians have a bad name, and not that we haven't, you know, earned that bad name. I was watching a clip from some sort of video on Facebook. You know, they'll have those like real high end, like super, like they're almost like fables and stuff, like, or parables that they've, you know, recorded and put together. And the whole thing was like this family, they have like parent teacher night, and this kid was, like had complained to his parents about learning about Jesus in school, and the teacher was defending why they should learn about Jesus in school and like all this stuff. And she was the parents were saying basically like, we have no problem about him learning about Jesus. It's the fact that like we're Muslim and like we believe in Jesus too, but yet like you're not teaching what like we believe. And then
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a clip from a show.
Is it a show?
It's a show. It's from Midnight Mass.
Sure, yeah, that one, Midnight Mass.
Do you think watch Midnight Mass?
Do you think it was?
I've never.
Did you think it was
really
like a privately funded like movie?
I thought it was just
like really
like,
well done.
Yeah, which they do that. They have those. Yeah, I did. Just thought a clip from Midnight Mass.
Not making fun of you.
But that's fine.
Continue.
But I like, you know, and I was like, I think that's like a great point where Christians kind of have, you know, I tell my students at church, I was like, yeah, we're called to be in the world, not of it. But like you need to be in it. You can't be naive to the other things in the world.
Yeah.
And like you can't hide in a bubble. You need to know about other religions. You need to know about other beliefs. You need to know about, you know, like you need to have an understanding of why people don't believe in what you say, in what you believe in, because like, you know, we've made our we've made our case sound really bad at times.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I love crusades and everything like that. And
I took a Bible class my freshman year of college, and I didn't realize going into it, it was every single Bible that ever exists.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a world religions class?
Every
Or like-
single week.
Or like translations of the Bible.
No, it was like a world religions, but
Got it.
that semester they were focusing primarily on like the Bibles
Christian
and
sects.
the books of every belief. It was so much information.
Well, it's like interesting because like I remember there's a book of Thomas, which is not formally accepted as one of the books of the Bible, but it's basically the gospel.
It's in the Catholic canon, though.
Is it in the canon?
Yeah.
Okay, but so like the Christian Bible is like, we don't have that.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
the whole Apocrypha.
Yeah. And so I'm talking to a bunch of people and I mentioned the book of Thomas. All these people who go to Bible college are like, what are you talking about? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? And I'm like, okay, see, this is one, like you
Yep.
are feeding
Yep.
one version and you are believing, like you're being told, this is truth. This is truth.
Like,
This
did
is
you
truth.
know that is it 3 or 4 more books?
I think
It's
it's
4.
There's a
I
haggle
want
of
to say
them.
there's like 4.
There's
Ricky Gervais on his show, like I saw this clip from it, and it's like he's talking to, because he's a pretty outspoken like atheist, right? And he's talking to this woman, and she's like, "You don't believe in God?" And he's like, "Which one? Zeus? Talking about Ra?" She's like, "No, God, the main one."
Which
The main
God?
one.
Which
He's
God?
like, "You talking about Yahweh?" She's like, "No, I'm not Jewish." And he's like, "Okay."
So you're
Okay.
He's like,
your
"No,
God.
You're an
I
idiot."
don't." She's
Sit
like,
down.
"Well, why not? Like, don't you like?" And it's obviously like those videos that
Yeah.
you've seen,
Yeah.
like, but it's just funny. Like,
I don't know.
I'm right
think
there with you.
listen, I love a good like joke on religion, and
Okay.
here's Annie almost being canceled again. I was watching. I've gone deep into the George Santos spiral. I love
So
him.
what's his deal? Is that
He's the
is
one
that
who
guy
he
that
lied about. He lied about it and lied about his like resume. Got elected in Congress and basically was like,
Now,
yeah, I'm staying.
Is
and
this
he's
true
gay.
that it came out that he like had done drag, performed in drag or
Yes.
something?
No. I think that's people
Is he
are.
a Texan?
I don't know.
Texas?
Or is that fake? Is that fake news?
I think
No,
it's
he
fake
kinda,
news.
He kind of self-admitted it, didn't it? Because they asked him about it. They're like, "Oh, is it true that you were a drag queen in Brazil?" And he's like, "No, I went to a party in Europe or whatever." He like made some comment about like, "I was there, but I wasn't a drag queen." But it's like so clearly him.
So
But
he's
they asked him-
FNS up on Capitol Hill. What's going on?
So he was speaking on the floor or something, and someone basically told him to like sit down and shut up or like get out of
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then they're recording him. And he goes. He's like trying to get on the elevator, and they're like, George, like, are you okay? How do you feel after that? And he goes, listen, it's not the first time, and it's not gonna be the last time I was told to like sit down and shut up and go stand in the back of the room. But I'll say it wasn't very Mormon of him.
Yeah, Mitt
And
Romney.
I died.
Got him.
It just
Yeah, it was Mitt Romney.
Wasn't very Mormon of
wasn't
him.
in the way he said it. He was like, wasn't very Mormon of him.
Oh,
I was like,
Just
damn
a
it, that is
queen,
not
right?
true. Yeah, like, oh my gosh. I probably watched that clip 100 times. I think it's the funniest thing of the week.
There were people at the, what was it, the State of the Union address or something?
That,
Heckling the president.
dude, State of the
Heckling Joe
Union
Biden.
was insane.
It was crazy.
Joe Biden, like most State of the Union said, just kind of like said things that were happening from his political perspective, his political party perspective. And the Republicans went off. They were like, that's a lie.
He said, he's like,
That's
there's
a
some
lie."
Republicans that are running on a platform.
Yeah, that
of,
guy you saw that TikTok.
We're going to like defund like healthcare for, or Medicare or something like that, like Social Security. That's it. And all the Republicans are going, that's not true.
That's
and
a
he's
lie.
like,
And
he's
he
like,
goes,
I'm
"I'll
gonna
send you a
read from
copy."
this person's. Later, he was at like a press conference or something, and he was like reading it off of one of the Congress people that he said. He was like reading it from their thing, like, I am going to defund Social Security. And they're like, that's not true. And during the State of the Union, he's like, okay, so we're in agreement. We're not going to defund Social Security. And everyone applauded, but you could just, like, the cameras praise the camera guy because he pans over to like what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yep.
And she's kind of like what I meant to say. No, that's not.
This congressional season is like an episode of The Real Housewives. It is
crazy.
So it's going to be like, there was always these clips I would see on social media where it would be like, it would have like a clip of C-SPAN, which is like the most boring channel in the freaking world.
Yes.
And then it would be like politics in Brazil. And it would be like people like wrestling each other and
stuff
like
at each other. Yeah.
all these other like insane political parties happening in other places. And I'm like, we're finally in it, guys.
This is it.
Are the fun ones.
We're joining the march.
We get to have the fun, entertaining politics.
We're going to destroy this planet. We're going to destroy this planet. Dismantle it board by board.
But it's just so funny because like, so many, my biggest issue is inherited politics. And I think that's most people in the world. And you just like inherit your politics from your parents, which is like same with religion, everything. Like most hard stance things are just inherited from people you were surrounded with and growing up with and people you trust. I get it.
Yep.
But it's so funny because there's like, I personally, I consider myself a moderate, but I'm associated with the political party, but it's funny because so many people, like, I remember being in high school and doing a presentation on the GOP, the Republican Party. And my high school teacher stopped me presentation. He was like, I think you did it on the wrong party. Like, because here I am saying these stances on, affordable education and, education and arts reform and all this stuff.
Oh, and he's like, that's
he was
Democratic Party.
Yeah, he's
Democrat.
like, you did it on the wrong party. And I go, this is literally from the GOP website.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the only source I used. And he was like,
he goes,
Go.
and the reality is so many people have just inherited their version and like slightly, skewed it and whatever of like, this is what this party stands for. This is what this party stands for, to the point where I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Read what they actually stand for.
Andy
Read what they
Skovmand,
believe.
socialist, confirmed. Confirmed here on television.
Not socialist.
Right.
Never
Right.
socialism.
Not a communist.
Not a communist.
Not in the Green
But
Party.
listen, okay, what I found out, speaking of communism,
Okay.
I sent this to Ryan today. I posted
Not me.
Didn't watch
not
it.
you. Posted
I
a
didn't watch it,
video.
so don't worry
Posted
about
a video that Ryan had edited together. And I posted a video of the styled shoot, and all of a sudden I get a little ding. Your video will not be viewed in Russia.
Well, yeah.
And I was like,
Wow.
Harry Styles
Russia?
music.
Harry
They don't like
Styles?
Harry Styles over there.
Whoa.
yeah, Harry Styles
That's happened to
banned
me
from
before
Russia.
when I posted music for a kiddie restaurant. It got
Music for a
banned
kiddie
in Russia.
Wow.
Freaking
Yeah.
They don't like
So
that.
communism
winner.
over in Russia,
Album of the year.
they do not
It's
like
alive and
Harry
well
Styles.
over there.
Crazy.
No.
Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. Harry Styles
That's
is banned in
crazy,
Russia.
everybody.
That's okay.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Kara, hit us with the jelly cat.
Kara got the jelly
There it
cat.
goes.
It's just
Jelly
little
cat review.
What's
lobster.
the I don't really understand what
I don't
Jellycat's
really
all
So
either.
Jellycat is a brand that is very, very old. It was started in London.
Do you remember
They're based
Beanie-
in London.
Beanie Babies?
Oh yeah, I had tons of
They
them.
rebranded Beanie Babies so that adults would keep buying them.
No.
Smart.
Literally, Jellycats have been around longer than we've been alive.
Not true.
But in the past 3 years, they have blown up because they've been in all of these bougie shops. So like Pigment is pretty much the only shop around us that has them, or they're online. And TikTok
much is
has
a Jellycat?
blown
You don't want
them
to know, bro.
up.
You don't want to know.
How much?
$25.
Well, that was
guy.
with shipping too.
For that little guy.
This guy was probably 16 and then shipping.
Wow.
Am I right?
Happy Valentine's Day. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Freaking enjoy it.
They have
That's
all of
I'm
these
saying.
like. You need to look at the website because
No, you
there is
don't.
some
John,
cute
I'm here to tell you.
stuff.
Save
This
your money.
is
Ryan.
Save
this
your
is
money,
the
bro.
this is the Love Me Lobster.
Guys.
The Love Me Lobster. He
Jelly
has
Cat.
a little heart
Jelly
tail.
Cat, if you guys want to send us a couple of products, we'll talk about them. But this is the last time on this show. If I have to
Without
pay, if I have to pay for your
compensation.
projects, for your products,
go to me.
Forget about it.
Go to me.
Oh,
Go. Oh.
go to
Jelly
me.
Cat.
What's
Please sponsor us. I will fill this whole
Go back to me.
couch
Go back to
of
me.
Jelly Cats.
Go back to me.
Please.
If you can refund me for the lobster
Send me a refund and we're good.
every week, we'll talk about it every week. He'll sit right there on the shelf
For one
every
lobster's
week.
amount.
Wow.
It's so
Incredible.
cute.
Wow.
Incredible.
Arthur, what do you think of jelly cats?
What do you think?
Eat him. Eat him.
He looks like a toy.
eat it.
Does look like a toy. It's not a toy. This is for me.
Arthur's
I do
first
see that you've been carrying him
podcast.
everywhere, the jelly cat. So I saw it in
Valentine's
your
Day.
B-reel.
He comes everywhere.
Starting
Oh,
today.
guys,
Sweet.
Well, guys, another Dogcast in the books, episode 117.
we gotta get this boy home.
Oh, let's get that little boy. Let's go see the new play.
Nice.
How about this? How about we
Okay.
go
Yep.
and get a sweet treat for Valentine's Day?
Oh, how about we get food? Because I'm
That's it.
Yeah.
We're not getting food.
No, we're gonna get food too, but also a sweet treat.
Okay,
I want
a
it.
sweet
A
little
promise.
treat?
A promise of a sweet treat tonight.
Do you guys
Promise.
see sweet treats are trending on TikTok? It's like this thing.
He
It's
likes
like for wellness and like your mental health. Like,
Yeah.
give yourself a little treat every day.
I do that.
It was the
day.
girl. It was the
I
girl
know.
who
That's-
went. I'm gonna save money and like cut back on like the sweet treats for myself.
Oh, he loves it.
He wants it. And then she was like, you know what? No, it makes me happy.
Get yourself
it's my happy
a little
sweet
treat every day.
This is not for you.
And that's our message to you. Oh, he's just
He's
looking
still
for a
looking
treat.
for it. It's over here.
On the couch as always, Cara Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand, our tutututito. I'm Ryan,
I'm John.
and we'll see you next week on What the Podcast.